Welcome to Television Sydney News. I'm KRYSTYNA Pollard. It's great to have you with us. In this week's bulletin, controversy over the state government's education reforms, the finishing touches put on local council campaigns, and Fairfield sizzles with South American flavours. But first, a woman has died of injuries inflicted by a sword in Sydney's west. The 59-year-old woman was found suffering severe wounds at a Dean Park home about 9:45 p.m. on Thursday and died at the scene. A 26-year-old man, believed to be the woman's son, was arrested and is assisting police with their inquiries. In an unrelated incident, a man's death in the Blue Mountains is being treated as suspicious. Police were called to the Boomerang Road home about 5:15 p.m. on Thursday, following reports of screaming at the address, where they found the body of a man believed to be in his 50s. Principals having complete control over their schools' budgets, including the hiring and firing of staff, will be the topic of a community forum in Baulkham Hills next week. Hills Teachers Federation representative Brenton says teachers are concerned that the system sets principals up to fail. His school, Castle Hill High, was part of the Department of Education and Community's 47 school trial, under which principals were given autonomy over their budgets.
What concerns myself and a lot of teachers at Castle Hill High School is that when this local schools, local decisions is rolled out amongst all schools in New South Wales, that extra funding will no longer be available, and the result will be larger class sizes and less permanent positions for teachers.
Hills Teachers Association President Martin Neville says all of the school's executive positions are now up for grabs, which could mean an end to heads of departments and fewer curriculum choices for students.
We'll end up with a workforce that is deregulated, with a lack of permanency in the teaching staff. This does not look promising for the future of our students in New South Wales at all.
The Teachers Association's Community Forum will be held at Model Farms High School on September 18 from 7 p.m. Local government elections will be held this weekend and candidates have been busy making their final pitches to the voting public. In the Blue Mountains, Ward 3 Independent Brendan Lucchetti says he's confident of his chances despite some voters predicting the demise of the Independent due to federal events.
The major parties have, not had some great times of late, so for an independent, running for local government, I think I can get some bounce from that.
Councillor Lucchetti says the major problem facing councils is financial restrictions, with service cuts looking likely over the next 4 years.
I think that's a fear that we all share, and I think it will become a reality in this next term.
In the Hills, West Ward Liberal candidate Michelle Byrne says her team's been busy door-knocking to hear the community's concerns firsthand. Her agenda includes continuing the council's fiscal responsibility, engaging with the community and protecting the Hills' unique lifestyle.
My third priority is to protect our unique Hills lifestyle, and by that I mean ensuring that only appropriate development occurs in the Hills and ensuring where development does occur, that it's occurring in areas where there is infrastructure that can cope.
In Campbelltown, Mayor ANOULACK CHANTHIVONG says Labor hopes to preserve the lifestyle residents enjoy, but will focus on the financial strength of the council and providing better services for the community.
We're a growing area. The growth is not only happening in Campbelltown, but of course around Campbelltown as well. So we'll be working hard with both state and federal governments to make sure that the right amount of resources are actually allocated towards the people of Campbelltown and the wider Macarthur area.
Independent Campbelltown councillor Paul Lake says the council will face some tough decisions as the area grows, and he hopes to diversify its income, establish a business park to bring in employment and work with other levels of government to improve parking and roads.
The people are very supportive regarding the business park, also the improvement of Park Central and some other way of income stream for council outside rates. Also promoting the area of no coal seam gas mining and protecting the scenic hills and Georges River, which is important for the community and the environment in our area.
A Northmead-based prosthetist is in London making our Paralympians' arms and legs, literally. Cameron Ward is part of a team of 100 technicians providing free around-the-clock repairs for athletes at the Paralympic Games. In the first 5 days of the Games, they completed 1,300 repairs. APC Prosthetics, where Mr World works, have been appointed prosthetists to the Australian Paralympic team since the Sydney 2000 Paralympics.
Cameron Ward is a senior prosthetist here at APC Prosthetics, and he came to Sydney back in 2000 as a new grad specifically to work with David House, who at the time was the leading prosthetist when it came to working with amputee athletes. We have athletes that we've been treating for the last 4 years, people like Kelly Cartwright, who currently just jumped a world record in the long jump and got gold. But we also have other people, everyday people who want to get into sport, and I think that's what's exciting about the Paralympics, is it's helping people to see what can be done and what people can do.
Ross Fowell first came to APC's Northmead Clinic in 2001 and credits their technicians with giving back his freedom.
Having a prosthesis hasn't stopped me from doing anything I want, like for instance swimming. They gave me a swim leg, an ankle that flips back and I can put a flipper on it, as well as my everyday leg that I can walk around with. I'm here today to get a leg that I can box with.
The State Emergency Service is reminding residents to think about ways to stormproof their homes after gusting winds swept through the region this week. Holroyd State Emergency Service Controller Ray Gatt recommends residents clean out their gutters and check trees located close to the home.
Other things you can consider is battening down the hatches, I suppose, so making sure that everything is secured, especially with the winds of last, say a few days back, where we got hit with something like 90 upwards of 90-kilometre gusts.
Mr Gatt's reminder follows the opening of Holroyd SES's new $1.7 million headquarters at West Guildford on September 1, day one of the storm season, which lasts until March. The emergency volunteers had to wait almost 30 years for a permanent home, which will be used by the Holroyd unit as a training and operations centre and by Holroyd Council as training rooms for groups and businesses. 75 employees of Darryl Lee's Cogra factory were sacked on Monday following the sale of the company to the Quinn family of Queensland, owners of VIP Pet Foods. Australian Manufacturing Workers Union representative Mek Mihana says workers were divided into two groups for a meeting, with those told to gather upstairs terminated on the spot. A spokesman for the company's voluntary administrators says the restructure will eventually result in job losses for 246 permanent employees and 172 casuals. A row has erupted between operators and stall holders at Camden produce markets over rules about the source of their goods. Market operator MacArthur Growers asked stall holders to reapply for their site and agree to new rules, including giving the operator the right to inspect farms, to confirm produce was being grown locally, and get details of the origin of non-local produce. But a number of stall holders have refused to sign up. Some say the tactics are tantamount to bullying, but the operator says it's because they have to abide by a development consent, limiting produce from outside the Sydney Basin to 5% of the total. The search is on for the next Rotary Club of Campbelltown's Youth Ambassador. Crystal Wood was the Youth Ambassador in 2009 when she was a student at Campbelltown Performing Arts High School. The Macquarie Fields local is now studying science at the University of Wollongong and recently returned from an overseas exchange trip to America.
As an ambassador, I actually became involved in the Rotaract Club at the University of Wollongong, and we organised a few events like the biggest morning tea at uni and things like that. I also got to go on the Ryla camp, which was the Rotary Youth Leadership Award camp, at Stanwell Tops for a week, where I met other people aged 19 to 25, and we did a lot of leadership activities and listened to a lot of inspirational speakers, which was also really good.
The awards are now in their 10th year, with categories ranging from sporting achievements to academic or community work. And in sport, Blacktown City FC has qualified for the New South Wales Premier League final series and is considered the dark horse to take the title. City finished 5th on the premiership ladder this season and will be looking to bounce back from last week's shock 2-1 defeat to premiership winners Bonnyrigg White Eagles. Blacktown City coach Mark Crittenden was optimistic heading into the finals next weekend despite the loss, saying he thought his team played well against the top side. City faces a tough trip on the road this Saturday when they face South Coast Wolves in a sudden death contest. Crittenden said the final series will be tough, but they'll take it one match at a time. Campbelltown sports star Rua Gatakara has become a dual state representative, taking to the field in both rugby league and rugby union in the under-12 age group. The captain of John Warby Public Schools Rugby League team's love of both codes keeps him busy at club level each weekend. The 12-year-old plays rugby league with Campbelltown City Kangaroos as a lock forward and plays rugby union with Campbelltown Harlequins in lock, flanker, second rower and hooker. Lanier Olympian Safwan Khalil is back in training after just missing out on a bronze medal in the men's 58 kilogram weight division in Taekwondo in London. Khalil returned to training and teaching on Monday at Liverpool's Global Martial Arts Fitness Centre in preparation for the December Oceania Taekwondo titles and has his eyes firmly set on a World Championship berth in Mexico next year. His older brother and coach Ali was also the Australian men's and women's team coach in London. And finally, Fairfield Showground will heat up on Sunday when the South American community celebrates the second Latin Tropical Festival. The event also celebrates Chile's Independence Day and will see thousands of Western Sydney Latinos demonstrate their passionate love of food, dance and music. Festival organiser Maria Galvez says the event will include 8 local artists, well-known Chilean group La Noche, and a performance by the Folkloric Ballet of Chile.
Well, the Latin Tropical Festival is an opportunity for all the Latin community to get together and celebrate our culture, food, dance, music, and an opportunity for the local entertainers as well to take part and show the community what we have.
There's also Latin food stalls, arts and crafts stalls, face painting and rides for the kids. Mrs Galvez says the festival is important to the Chilean community because it's a chance to celebrate the day their country became independent from Spain. Looks like fun. And that's all we have for this week's bulletin. For more information on any of these stories, pick up your local Fairfax community newspaper. I'm KRYSTYNA Pollard. We'll see you next time.